Lawrence Transit is conducting an analysis to identify locations where bus transfers can be made to allow the transit system to operate more efficiently. A bus transfer location allows riders to make easy connections between routes. Convenient connections between routes makes the entire system more accessible and efficient, as users will be able to travel to more destinations in a shorter period of time. Public input has shaped the study process. In Phase 1, we had a public meeting and a Lawrence Listens survey. The first phase asked individuals about factors that should be considered as the evaluation team identified and analyzed bus transfer locations. We heard that it was important to maintain a significant presence downtown, that publicly accessible indoor waiting spaces were important at a transfer location, that capital amenities should be enhanced throughout the transit system and not just at a transfer location, that there should be a focus on potential sites along arterial roadways to avoid property that fully surrounds residential neighborhoods, and that a preferred hub would reduce travel times. In Phase 2, we asked individuals to prioritize bus transfer location amenities. The online survey helped develop site analysis criteria and narrow potential bus transfer location improvements. We heard that publicly accessible indoor waiting areas were preferred over outdoor areas, even if indoor areas cost more to operate, that reducing travel time was more important to respondents than whether the site was adjacent to a residential area, and that reducing travel time on the overall transit system was more important than operating cost savings. When analyzing potential sites, the team considered both technical factors and community-driven factors. Community-driven factors were those factors that were identified as important during the public involvement processes. There was a 3-tiered scale that was used for each of the assessment factors. The factors used were travel time, centralized location, the ability to accommodate an indoor facility, the ability to accommodate fleet operations, a location outside of residential neighborhoods, the ability to acquire the property cost effectively, and ease of constructability. The map shown in this slide provides an overview of the sites that were analyzed during this process. Those sites that are outlined in purple are sites that were analyzed but were removed from consideration prior to this meeting. Those sites that are outlined in purple but shaded in yellow will be shown to you during this presentation with further information and analysis. Site A is the current bus transfer location at Vermont Street between 7th and 8th, across the street from the downtown Lawrence Public Library. To be more effectively able to accommodate bus transfers at this existing location, the following enhancements have been identified. Sawtooth-style bus bays to accommodate 7 full-size buses. A high-visibility pedestrian zone marked for the entirety of the block, and additional bus shelters along the east side of Vermont Street. The site analysis shows that travel time would be consistent with the existing travel time of the system. Because downtown Lawrence is on the east side of Lawrence, this site is not considered to be a centralized location. This site cannot accommodate an indoor facility, and it is not able to accommodate the full of fleet operations. It is located outside a residential neighborhood. Because it's within the right-of-way of Vermont Street, it would be cost-effective to acquire property, and because it's mostly within the street and on the sidewalk right-of-way, there would be ease of constructability. Site B is Lot 5 on the 900th block of Vermont Street in downtown Lawrence. A downtown transfer center could be co-located with commercial or residential development in this location, and this development could include underground parking to accommodate spots currently in that surface lot, a transit facility on the first floor of the development, and commercial and/or residential development above the first floor transit facility. The site analysis shows that travel time would be consistent with the existing transit travel time. Because downtown Lawrence is on the east side of Lawrence, it is not considered a centralized location. It would be able to accommodate an indoor facility, but because of the size of the parcel, may not be able to accommodate the entirety of fleet operations. It is located outside a residential neighborhood and would be cost effective to acquire property because the parking parcel is owned by the City of Lawrence. Because this would be considered a joint use development, there would be numerous processes to find tenants, and therefore ease of constructability may be more challenging. Site C is on the southeast corner of Bob Billings Parkway and Crestline. This property is owned by the University of Kansas. An off-street transfer location in this parcel would include University of Kansas Gateway features at Crestline, a sawtooth-style transit bay, and indoor areas for operators and transit users. The site analysis shows that travel time would be improved from downtown Lawrence travel times, but could be optimized if the transit center were a little more centralized. While the location is more centralized than downtown Lawrence, a location that was a bit further east of Iowa Street would be more centralized. This location has the ability to accommodate an indoor facility and fleet operations due to the parcel's size. It is located outside a residential neighborhood and would be cost effective to acquire property. Because there are currently some development within this parcel, there would be some challenges with constructability. Site D is located at 1941 Stewart Avenue, on the middle parcels between 19th and 21st on Stewart Avenue, on property owned by the University of Kansas Endowment Association. A transfer location on this site would include further study and consideration for eastbound bus routing, landscaping and facility design focused on preserving the character of the neighborhood, and safety and security planning in consultation with Lawrence and KU police departments and neighbors at the Lawrence Fire Department. The site analysis shows that travel time would be optimized at this site over all other sites analyzed because of its centralized location and proximity to the University of Kansas. This is a centralized location, although it is a bit further south than would be optimized. It would be able to accommodate an indoor facility and fleet operations. It is located adjacent to a residential neighborhood, and so it does score lower on this area. It is a cost-effective property to acquire, and because the property is completely bare, it would have ease of constructability. The final site, Site E, is on the northeast corner of Clinton Parkway and Lawrence Avenue. This site is owned by the University of Kansas Endowment Association. Features of this location may include extension of Lawrence Avenue to the east, landscaping and facility design focused on preserving the character of the neighborhood to the west, and connectivity with growing West Campus. The site analysis shows that travel time would be consistent with existing travel times, that because of the southwest location of this site, it is not considered centralized. It would be able to accommodate an indoor facility and fleet operations. It is located adjacent to a residential neighborhood, and it would be cost effective to acquire the property and would have ease of constructability. This display shows the site selection criteria and the scoring for each of the sites. As a reminder, the criteria are travel time, centralized location, the ability to accommodate an indoor facility, the ability to accommodate fleet operations, location outside of residential neighborhoods, cost effective to acquire property, and ease of constructability. We're asking you to take the Lawrence Listens survey that is included in this link, and we want you to look at each site and identify a benefit and challenge. so that we can use this information as we move forward in providing recommendations to the City Commission. Thank you for your participation today and throughout the process. We will be taking your feedback from the survey and analyzing it before presenting to the City Commission in January.